welcome back to Musings by Nikki. I am finally here to start this Lollapalooza of books that I've got kind of going in piles all over my desk right now. Although I've only actually started on this first one. But I've got 3 set up. Look at that funness. Isn't that yummy? All kinds of bright and colorful. And so this first book that I am working on is, I'm using my Boho Bliss kit. So that's these pages. And I'm also using some of the jelly printed pages that I made. So I've already gone through and set up my signatures, as you can see, and I have put the trims on the side. I had to do some work without you guys off camera because my allergies have been out of control. And so you can hear my voice, it's kind of raspy. Sneezing so hard has actually almost made me lose my voice the other day. So anyway, but I am running concurrent with these 3 books that I've got kind of in the works right here. I am working with a bunch of Tracie Fox's new kits. So I guess you could technically call these kind of an ongoing Tracie Fox design team project. So in this particular kit, or in this book, alongside of my kits that I'm using, I am also using her Relics kit, which are these fantastic collage pages. So you get full-size ones, which these just so much of this right here and these bits go so well with my Bohemian kit. And it's just a bunch of old, it looks like, pieces of old jewelry, old pottery, some old script. So yeah, it's just kind of really cool. It's kind of a neutral toned kit with some little bit of colors, and you get the full sheets, and then you get each one of the full collage sheets as a half sheet. So they come like this, right next to each other, and I've already cut those out into parts. And then you also get each one as a 4 to a page. And that just, I didn't print them that way. That's just the way they come in the kit. So you get all of the full-size ones, then you get half-size ones, then you get these quarter sheet ones. So we're going to use some of those to do some collaging and make some pockets and stuff today. I am also using her Busy Butterflies ephemera folder, but we are not using it in the way that it's intended. We're gonna cut it up and try some other things. So these are the pages. You get 3 of those, and pardon me, I have my window open. I know I say this every video, but I have the window open because it is hot. Anyway, so then this is what they look like cut out, right? And I cut out the little slots here. So I've cut out the little slots, and then normally you would fold these up and they fold together and you get a cover with this little booklet, and you get this super cute little ephemera folder where you can put all of these in. However, we are going to whack these things up and use some of them as embellishments and some of them as journaling cards and such. So let's just, I've got those. I've got some of her butterfly Flutterby, I believe, kits. I've got some of those. I've got my Tracie Fox boxes of goodness. These are fussy cuts. These are fussy cut flowers. These are some of her mini mix ephemera. Some of this is from her postcards, or I'm not postcards, her journaling cards. I can't think of what the kit is called right now. Fussy cut butterflies, fussy cut mushrooms. So these are my Tracie Fox little boxes of ephemera. So we're just gonna go. I also grabbed some card catalog cards, and I thought we could decorate some of these up too. So let's just jump in. Since I already had this one cut apart, let me show you what I am thinking about doing. So they have this little flap over here on the side, and I cut it out that way so you could see it, but we're actually just gonna cut that flap right off. And I'm gonna use these two, since these look very much like the Tim Holtz, I think I've got one right over here. right? They look very much like the Tim Holtz. There's like a different version of these, I can't ever think of what to call these ephemera holder things. I think we're going to use them on pages as they are. So I'm going to cut this apart. Normally you would fold on these lines, but that's just going to become a journaling card. I'm going to do the same on this side. And then I've got these two, and I'm going to cut them apart. It's kind of hard because there's not a like super distinct line, but you get the picture. So now out of that one page, we've got 4 butterfly journaling cards and then 2 of these little ephemera things, right? And so they'll look cute just on a page, you know, with some things stuck in there, or we might put some on one of the cards like this or something. We'll see. But let me, oh, you also get with that kit, with the Busy Butterflies ephemera folder, you also get a bunch of tags, and then you get this page of like just little bits of ephemera. So what I'm going to do, I wanted to show you these kits, these as like full pages, but what I'm going to do is shut off the camera and go through and cut all this out, because, you know, who wants to sit and watch me cut stuff out? So I'm going to cut all this out, and then I'll come back when I've got it all cut out, and we will start creating. See you in a minute. Okay, so here we go. I've got them all cut up. So I've got a stack of some like journal cards now. So these are the side flaps of these that I cut off, and I went ahead and inked them. And then I've got several, what do I have, 6 of these? Yeah, 6 of these little, you know, embellishment holders. And then I've got my little pack, my little pile of little pieces of ephemera. And then I've got my tiny tags and my medium-sized tags, and those fit in there as well. So I'm going to set these aside. Sorry guys, my throat from allergies. I'm going to set these aside because we'll probably just use them to slide into here since they fit specifically into those pockets. So I know that way when I'm stuffing my journal, I've got those ready to go. And let's just, I pulled these out. Oh, I grabbed some scraps of like cutoffs of some of the jelly printed pages, but I also want to tell you really quick that I did upload a whole bunch of paper packs of my jelly printed pages. So if you are interested, these are from Peeled Paint. There are, I think, 5 or 6 kits. There is a Wild Adventure one that's kind of like animal printy, gold, deserty, safari African, Egyptian, which we're going to use when we do the next journal, which will be our Egyptian one. And then there's Peeled Paint, there's an ocean one, there's a nature one, there's Carnival, which is like super bright colors, and then there's multi-tone, where it's like a couple different colors on the same page. So if you're interested in playing along, if you don't do your own jelly printing but you like the look, go to my shop and check them out. And they're great for collaging, which we'll see. Let's just start with this one on top. So what I'm thinking what I'll do, whoops, is we'll just glue this down, and I like, let's see, what is there anything specific? I want to get this in and some of that. So I'm going to glue to like this corner, I think is what I'll do. Well, I'll put the glue on here, and then I'll probably sew around them. So I'm not going to worry about getting right up to the edges. What did I want to do? This bottom corner, right? So you guys, I think in one of my last videos, I was talking about how, let's do a couple of these and then I'll trim them all at the same time. I was talking about how cold it was getting and how my garden was like gonna freeze, and so I had to cover all my plants and everything, which is true. We had to do that. That one's kind of cool looking. This, like these chunks of stuff are kind of cool. I want to get that, I want to get this end in, so I'm going to glue to this bottom corner. So It did get down at night to 28 degrees or 27 degrees or something, and I hadn't planted all my garden, but I had planted some flowers and stuff out there, and had to go out and cover them all up, and some of them didn't make it. I had some pansies that didn't make it, sadly. But I'm gonna put my scissors on there, see if that'll help it lay flat. But I did, let's do this one. I like this one too. I like all of this, so we'll just go in this bottom corner. So I planted 28 degrees. This was just like 4 nights ago. Now I am up in here. If you can hear, I had to turn a fan on. We don't have central air conditioning in this house. This is the first time in many years I've lived in a house without central air, which is fine. You know, we'll survive. We have window units, and there's a wall unit in our great room. But it's hot in here, so I had to turn a fan on. And just after having come from this place where it's gonna, you know, potentially freeze our plants out, or it did freeze our plants out, now all of a sudden it's gonna be 96 tomorrow. So you know what they say in Minnesota? If you don't like the weather, give it a day. Everything will change. So now we're going from freezing, literally like 4 nights ago, to 96 tomorrow. And we're in like high dangerous forest fire weather. Oh, I totally glued the wrong side down, but that's okay because the site only says one small thing. So no bigs. Yeah, so gross. And so now it's getting like humid outside, and I can feel the weather rolling in. Ugh. And we're supposed to, so not only is it like high fire, you know, red flag fire warning, but it's also, they're saying now we'll probably have a drought because it's going to be so hot, which will dry everything out, and there's no precipitation in the forecast for the next 2 weeks, at least. So wonderful, isn't it? Okay, cute. But, you know, this is Minnesota. And like I said, we didn't like the weather now. We didn't like the cold weather, so we waited a day or two. Now it's, you know, steamy hot like a sauna for the next couple of days for this weekend. Then it looks like it's going to go back down into maybe a little bit more reasonable temperatures. But, you know, just give it a few days. Hopefully we'll get some rain. Things will start changing around again. I just put out my last video will have been the Junk Journal Inspirations June freebie video. And the freebie for June is I made like a garden planting thing because you know, that's what's going on in my world. We're finally in the place where we can plant and start growing stuff. And then I always, you know, I don't forget. I'm like, you know, there's people on the other side of the planet who are not starting their growing season. They're on the opposite end of the spectrum. So I had a person from Australia say, oh, this was a nice, you know, cheer up on a day, on a gloomy, you know, first day of winter. And I went, yep. You're definitely not like getting ready to plant your gardens if it's the first day of your winter. Okay, so look at this. This is what I love about this kit. If you don't do collage, or if you feel very uncomfortable with collage, or you feel like you can't ever get it right, look at this. We have 4 collage tags already, and all I did was glue and cut, glue and trim. That's all I did, and we already have 4 collage tags. So I mean, you could just leave them like this or sew around them, but we're going to continue to collage on there a little bit more. I think we'll add some butterflies to a couple of them because I'm kind of throwing butterflies into this. Can you tell? That's like my thing. but I'm gonna add some color in. So these are kind of neutrals, lots of browns and grays. And then these are kind of, like this one has a little bit of color, but a lot of these are kind of a little more like toned down too. But the kit is bright, and I'm kind of going for bright in the book. So I'm gonna use some of these offcuts from papers that I have in the book, and they will add a little color for us. So we're gonna go rip some of this down. Oh, there comes Joy home from track. It was the final track meet today. It was sectionals. So we didn't go because, holy cow. It's, first of all, it's an hour and a half away. Second of all, it's like 10 teams. So everything takes forever long. I like these two kind of mosaic-y things. There we go. So yeah, we didn't go. And it's varsity, and all she does is throw shot put on varsity. So she's not even like, and she's just there for team points. She's kind of too young to be doing varsity almost. She's only in 8th grade. I've got cheesecloth out. Some of these things, like I think they fit in there too, so I'm gonna save some of those, but then these butterflies, these can get stuck in pockets, but then these can go on here. What am I doing here? Organize. Plus, with my allergies just like being awful, the last thing I wanted to do was go sit outside in the heat. The only reason I am able to even film today is because I've taken 2 different types of antihistamine. So today's video is brought to you by Claritin and Zyrtec. Wouldn't that be great sponsorship? The only reason I can be here doing my job today is because I had to take both medicines. Because otherwise my eyes burn, my sneezing won't stop. Okay, had to do that, had to be done. Now, so I think I'm just kind of going for some of these. I don't know if some of these I want to put like some of this butterflies. I feel like that green just isn't enough. It's not bold enough. Let's see. This is maybe, this will add some color. But I can't say about Joy's track team. They, the girls are like, they dominated this year, and they won almost every meet. I think they maybe won every meet that they went to. And okay, yeah, a little bit of that, this corally pink color and the lime green zhuzhes it up a bit. It wants to stick to the, everything's so sticky, everything wants to stick to everything. So see, look at, all I've done is layer a few things on there, and it looks like there's a lot more layering going on. The other nice thing is you can, with this, you get the look of layering, but it's not bulking up your card as you add all these layers of things, right? So that's a benefit, that's a bonus. So yeah, the girls team pretty much dominated. So it was kind of fun for her first year of, just put a big old butterfly on this one, huh? Yeah, with this cheesecloth behind it. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to, like this one is going to stick off the edge a little bit, so I'll probably want to sew around it first. And I think I want to move it up too. So if I do stick it in a pocket, it's not, the butterfly's not snagging. So yeah, that was kind of a fun thing to be a part of for her first year. Need some fabric. Let me grab some. Some muslin. It's been busy in my life, guys. I feel like I haven't filmed. When I went to do that video for the June freebie, I felt like I was like stumbling around a little bit. I think I had to do a couple of takes before I felt like I was ready to start, because I was kind of bumbling. But it's been busy in our lives, man. It's just been one of those times. Look at times, get it? And I'm putting the clock down. So funny. No, it's just been one of those times in life where all of a sudden, you know, like everything converges and you find yourself very, very busy. Let's just maybe put these 3 butterflies down this one. That's kind of cute. That's all it needs. That one's very busy. This card is very busy, so it doesn't need a whole lot, except cheesecloth, guys. It does need that, because cheesecloth. So we had my very, very dear friends, Ron and Renee. Renee's the friend. So if you guys have followed me for any amount of time, Ron and Renee Renee's my friend that I've known since 6th grade. So we've been friends for a very, very long time. And that was one of the sadder parts about moving away from the Twin Cities, was that we were leaving behind my very dear friends. But they finally were able to get away and come up here. Renee and Ron are the parents of Miley, the girl that several months ago I had asked for my subscribers who were interested in helping to send mail to her. She's a special young lady that has neurofibromatosis, and it's called NF for short. And so she has some learning disabilities and things, and she has trouble making friends. Can be hard when you have disabilities and, you know, are differently abled. It can be hard to make friends. And so that was a problem for her, but she loved getting the mail. She loved picking up the mail. And then she always wanted to have mail herself. So I asked you guys, and I had an overwhelming response. And I know some of you are still working on things, and some of you have said you'll send her things every, couple months or something. And you guys, I had a chance to talk to Ron and Renee in person, and they were overwhelmed and just blown away by the generosity and the thoughtfulness of you guys, of complete strangers, sending their daughter, who, just doesn't get stuff like this, sending her mail so she could feel special. And they said, boy, does she ever feel special. So, thank you. This is their heartfelt thank you. She said she tried to get out as many thank you letters as she could to people as things came in, but she said at a certain point it almost became overwhelming how much stuff they were getting. And honestly, to be real, Miley can be a handful, and so taking care of her sometimes is more than a full-time job, and it comes down to just not having the time to spend to sit and write out thank yous. So she asked me to convey in my next video, which this is now, their sincere and heartfelt thank you, and to let you guys know how extremely blessed they are So if you are one of those people that sent mail off to Miss Miley May, thank you. Thank you. She, oh, do you hear that? That would be my nephew's truck. Just wait, it's probably gonna get louder. When that's just him firing it up. But then when he drives away, it usually gets really loud. Yep, not only do we live in northern Minnesota where there are beautiful forests, but there are also mullet-headed hillbillies like my nephew. He's probably, it's not even offensive for me to call him that because he'd probably say thank you and agree. He's got one of those fantastic mullets that he works on purpose. And it is, he gets the back of it permed even, like straight 80s. This thing is, you know, glorious if you're a hockey player, and for everybody else, I don't know how his girlfriend, what she thinks of it. She must just abide it. It is something else. And his truck is so freaking loud. It just, I'm sure whatever you guys just heard, if you heard it at all, does not do it justice. Do you want to hear a story about his truck? So it was just prom. He's a senior. He just graduated. I think I've talked about him. So he just graduated. And for those of you who are just joining us, I live in a very, very small town. So everybody knows everybody. And that's how I know that that's his truck, because his girlfriend's grandma lives across the street from us. So that's how I know that he's right over there. That was just his truck. Anyway, it was prom like a couple of weeks ago, well, maybe like a month ago, and our prom here is different than, like, you know, what a lot of other schools like in the cities do and stuff, because they get dressed up and do their grand march here, and then they all get on a bus. So there's really like no fancy country club or, you know, fancy restaurants that could host the dinner and dancing. Otherwise it'd be like, you know, in the school gym, which they could do, but they try to make it kind of, you know, a bigger event. They have other formals and stuff too, but this is the big one. So they get on a bus and they go down to Bemidji, which is like an hour south of us. That's where we go do all our shopping. So they go down there and go to I think it's a country club. Oops. And they have their fancy dinner there, and they do dancing, and then they go somewhere and go bowling. I think in the past sometimes they've seen a movie or something, and then they go somewhere and have a fight, like a big bonfire. So they all change and go have a fire. And I think some of the purpose of this is, did I say I was going to sew around this one first? I'm not sewing around any of these, am I? And now that I've got cheesecloth right up to the edges, that's going to be kind of hard. They seem to be sticking down pretty good. You know what, I'm just gonna do this, and then I'll go back and make sure none of the corners are peeling up. Anyway, so their goal is to, you know, keep them occupied, have fun, and decrease the chances of, you know, bring them back tired, keep them out most of the night, and then decrease the chances of the partying and things that so often happen at the end of a prom, right? So, and it's fun, and, you know, it's a small group. It's generally like 25 kids maybe, given that the whole senior class that just graduated was only 11 kids. So, you know, you throw in a couple juniors and there you go, 25 kids. So they go down, and my nephew has his car parked. He got his hair done. So my neighbor, his girlfriend's grandma, are you guys all following along? Do you have a journal out to take notes? Because this is getting involved, right? I'm giving you all kinds of backstory here in order to get to the point about his loud truck. Hope you're all following along. You're gonna need notes though, okay? This is about, anyway. So his grandma, his girlfriend's grandma, our neighbor, right over there, also does hair. So has like, that's who perms his mullet for him. Kind of convenient to have your girlfriend's grandma do hair, so you can, you know, she can perm your mullet for you. So that's where his girlfriend was getting her hair done and, you know, got dressed and everything. And so then he had gone over there, and then they all went out to the school together. Well, clearly he did not drive his truck, because his truck is, you know, like, it is not fancy prom material. It's it's loud, and oh, I think he must have turned it off. Anyway, it's loud, and you know, it's not fancy. There's nothing fancy about it. This one needs something else, and I'm struggling as I'm talking to try and like just be cool about it and find what it is. I think it just needs another butterfly, because it needs color, because these are so brown, and it's just very brown. And this isn't a very brown book. Excuse me, now I have the hiccups. Okay, I think we'll find a home for that butterfly in a sec. So they leave his truck over there, but you know, I'm not paying any attention to that. Go see the Grand March, lovely. All the kids in their finery, then they go off on their night of, you know, fun and go have fun. Don't think twice about it. Then it's like midnight, and my husband was in the cities. He goes down for work and gigs, because he's a musician. So he's in the cities, and I was upstairs. The girls are downstairs. They don't hear anything down there. It's like a bomb shelter. It's also very nice and cool in this hot weather, so that's bonus. Okay, there. I think we'll just cover up this little butterfly with this one. That way I'm not like awkwardly covering up the other ones, but cheesecloth. So it's like midnight, and I'm kind of in that like half awake, half asleep thing, where you're just kind of dozing and trying to get to sleep. For me, that's a problem a lot of times. So I'm just laying there, probably trying to convince myself to go to sleep. And all of a sudden, I cannot, unless you live in the country, unless you live in a very small town, you can't know like how absolutely quiet it is here at night. This is something very foreign to us who lived in the city for so long, because it was never quiet. It was never quiet, and it was never this dark. But it was like super quiet. I mean, it gets, if there's not a wind at night here, you hear birds and a lot of frogs and crickets, and then nothing else. Like, it's just still, which I love. I must say I love. But on this particular night, not so much, because it's midnight and I'm almost asleepish, and all of a sudden this noise like pierces the darkness, pierces the silence, and I'm trying to figure out what in the world is going on. And it's one of those things where you're half asleep, so you're trying to figure out, am I awake, am I asleep, what is going on? And then the noise keeps going, and I'm trying to figure it out. Well, okay, turns out it was like one of those things where I keep listening and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm thinking, did Ade come home early? Like, did my husband come home early for some reason from the cities? Is he here? Is that the garage door opening? And I'm like, no, because that would have stopped by now. And I listen and listen and listen, and then I finally figure out it's his truck. He started his truck up because it's over there, and now I'm listening to him, and you can hear it drive away all the way down the roads and all the way down, and they live a little few minutes down the highway. None of these seem to be pulling up, so I must have done okay on the gluing down thing. Oh, that one's pulling up a little. But so yeah, it was his truck, and it scared the daylights out of me. Well, it scared the sleepiness out of me. Then I was good and awake for a while, because that really did a number on me. There goes one of Joy's little friends in their ATVs. She's bummed. They were all gonna go hang out tonight, but the track meet took forever. Sectionals took forever. Oh, come on now. There we go. Okay, so we've got 4 tags done. Look at that. I like them, and I like how colorful they are, and that is lovely. And it's kind of grungy and kind of colorful, and that's what I'm going for. Let's do, you know what? I grabbed these envelopes as well. They're just like tall, I think my my inker thing is getting destroyed-ish. They're tall. They are like 7.5 inches by 4. So you know what I like to do with these is put them over the top of a page like this and have them be a fold out like that, right? So but they cannot just go in there like this for sure, right? So let's pull out some of, let's see if these middle size prints will be tall enough. Yeah, okay, so that we're going to use some of these and cover this, because again, Tracie has made collage very easy. So I like these polka dots and I like this stuff down the side. So I think we're going to try and get this side with it. And I'm going to just go with the tried and true method here of gluing. But since I can't sew around the edges of this one, I'm going to make sure I do get all the way up to the edge. Also, speaking of Tracie, I'm kind of excited. I think she was just saying that the new edition of the Foxy Rag comes out the 5th. What's today? Today when I'm filming this is the 3rd, but you won't be seeing it until the 4th. Let me make sure. So if you don't know about it, it's a magazine that she and her partner Justin put out, and it's just got all kinds of fun articles in there and interesting articles, and it's also loaded with freebies, freebie kits and digis and all kinds of things. So I'm always excited, and there's something special about this one I'm kind of a little extra excited about, and you'll see in a couple days. All right, now I'm gonna have to decide, do I wanna cover this backside too, or do I wanna just collage it? Keep that. Cool, look at that. I love how this like does the work for you. I'm telling you, if you are not a collager, and it's not just this one, she has an Egyptian one, she has like a Japanese one. Several of her kits lately have lent themselves to easy collage, and it's kind of like collage at your own level. So whatever level of collage you feel comfortable with, you can achieve with her kits, which is really nice. I'm kind of inclined to put like a tuck spot or something on here, or does it just be a does it end up just being a, we put a bigger one on? Oh, and that one matches good too. That could totally be a pocket or a side pocket. What do we do? Or a corner tuck. Would one of these guys fit in there? I think it'd get too lost, but we can make it into a pocket. So I'm going to leave it open on the top as a pocket. So I'm going to glue around the edges like this. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's like getting more and more muggy by the minute. Do you guys say muggy in other countries to describe humid weather? I'm constantly amused by the slang that my friends, my fellow crafters from other countries use. Like, I love it when Tracie says something is pants. Just today I was listening to Carol Ian Laws say that she in her video was just faffing about, and that was making me laugh. I just love your all's slang. And then I think, you know, because I'm me, and I say, well, but we don't have slang, which is not true. It's not true. We probably have more slang. America, I mean, do I just do a whole cover of like some of that. Not that. That's a little bazinga for this. But this is shiny. It's got some pearlescent paint in it. So if it was hanging over the page, you could lift it up and you'd see that. Why not? It's kind of fun. But I don't want to glue this shut. So I'm gonna get a scrap of paper here. Hold on. Oh my gosh. My scraps are all just tiny little cutoffs right now. Oh, bear with me for just a moment. I'll just stick one of these in there. Like this. There. I just don't want to get glue and glue my whole thing shut. I don't want it to smooge. All right, guys. Also with this book, I've been debating. It's been like a hot minute since I made a curved spine book. I feel like I haven't made a curved spine in forever. And I don't know, I think part of that was like when I was in the process of moving, a lot of my stuff in my craft room, like I unpacked and unboxed a lot of stuff, but I was still to this day, I'm still trying to like figure out the best way to like lay everything out, you know? I mean, I've got it in a comfortable place right now and I'm cool with how it is, except for I just don't want to, like I feel like there's a better way for some of it. Some of that might require getting a couple more bookshelves in exchange for some of the stuff that's in here. But, so that said, I just felt like the stuff that I need to make my giant dowel rod that I use to make curved spines and stuff was AWOL for a long time. Then I realized it wasn't AWOL at all. It was actually it's right up here. It's shoved through some brackets on my on like that's holding my shelf. So you know the brackets, like you put your shelf up and then there's a bracket like this, and then there's a brace this way. Well, the dowel rod is like shoved all the way through there, and I think I just got so used to looking at it that I just forgot that that's what that was. So the dowel rod isn't AWOL. It's been present and accounted for all along. Okay, so then this part, the envelope has like a little bit of a dip, so I think what I'm gonna do is regret doing this while the glue is wet, but watch me do it, because no guts, no glory. Am I right? I'm gonna try and like see at least a little bit what I'm doing. Oh, that actually worked. There we go. I'm stuck to my, okay. There, I kind of like that. That's shiny and pretty, but you really will only see it when you flip up the envelope. And then I'll need to make something. I've got little gluey gobbers. I'll have to make something to go in this envelope. Oh, no, wait. Ha ha ha. I have these, I had 2 of these pieces of stationery that I like sliced the bottom off of for something, but I was looking for something to go in here, and look, that they're like the perfect height. But I don't like this natural sketch thing here, so we're just gonna glue some butterflies on there or something and make it a little better. So let's go in our Tracie Fox Box O fussy cuts and try to find something big enough to cover. That one's good. Ooh, that one's better though. Big enough to cover the deer. The deer head is fine, it's just not, it's not this book. You know what I'm saying? It's not this book. It's not what we're here for right now. That's fine. That's good, that's good, that's good. because a little bit of cheesecloth behind it will hide any of the rest. On the bottom of these, this is like, I don't even remember where I got these, maybe Amazon? You know those supplies that you've had for years and you're like, why did I even buy these? Or, you know, you probably found it on sale somewhere and now you're like, why did I even think I'd be using this? That's this. And I mean, it's fine, like stationery or something, you know, it's nice to put in there and stuff, but it's got deer on it. Oh, there goes his truck again. He must have shut it off. Now it's back on. But it's on the bottom. It said, oh, he's being careful. He's not just shoving the gas down. So on the bottom of these though, it said something about like, there he goes, can you hear it? And what you guys can't hear on video is that I will literally be able to hear his truck rumbling all the way down the highway and for a long time. You guys, it'll go out of earshot for you here pretty quick, but yep, I can still hear it. There he goes. He's turning on the highway because now all of a sudden acceleration. Anyway, on the bottom it says something about like always be happy or something, but then there was another one that said something like don't worry, I'll be over soon. And I was like, what the heck kind of not nice sentiment is that? How that just sounds like I don't know, that just sounds like doom. Don't worry, it will all be over soon. So now I've got to kind of fold them though. Like in thirds. I can still hear them, guys. Now I think it's finally trailed off to where I can't hear it anymore. Crazy, huh? Okay, there. So there's a nice little journaling spot. I don't know if I should decorate this or not. I might, when I sew it into the book, because I'll probably sew across here, I might just put like a fabric ruffle across as I sew it in. So I think I'll leave it for that. And then I'll need to find a tag. Oh, I did make some tags. Ooh, look at that. These tags I made with our junk journal inspirations template of the month with it. Mouth. Stay with me. Which is that I make a free template every month as well. And so you can, if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, you can go to Junk Journal Inspirations Facebook group, which is right down below, linked in my description, and request membership if you're not already. And every month I do a freebie, like master collage sheet, and a sheet of elements, matching elements, and a free template. And this month it was these matted tags. So this is the butterfly one, and while I was getting ready to film that video, I decided to make some out of this kit since I knew that I would be working on this book. So ta-da, I already had some of those too. Fantastic. So this butterfly one will fit perfect in this butterfly pocket with a butterfly on top. How cute is that? So there's another element ready to go. Now let's do the last one, huh? Let's do this last one. How do I get, well, maybe I just go down the middle, because these both really look a lot like my boho kit. I think I'll go on this side. And like I said, not sewing, so I've got to glue right up to the edge. So yeah, Junk Journal Inspirations Facebook group. And if you're a member over there, and if you use the templates, or if you use the master board or the collage sheet or the elements, if you make a project or put something into a journal or make a journal spread or something, please, please, please post pictures of it, because I absolutely adore seeing what you all do with the kits. It's really fun. And I one of the things I love, and I know I've said this like 1,000 times, but I love how you can give a digital kit, or, you know, one matching sheet of paper or something. I love how you can give it to a whole bunch of people, and everybody has a different take on it. You know, and some things, I mean, some things are the same universally, tags and whatever, but everybody makes tags so different. So if you use them, please share your work. I love seeing it. And that group, I love the group. I find something inspirational there every day. Some people are just so dang creative. And I love when somebody gets the courage to like post their first work. Like they go, I finally did something that I feel like I can share. I mean, you can share anything. We love seeing it all. But I love it when people get confidence to put their first thing on in the group. I love this. Okay. Now, I don't have a full sheet. Oh, yeah, I do. Guys, I printed. Remember? I like this one. We're going to go with this one. So, do I need to trim off? Yeah, I got to trim off the top edge at least. And to be safe, I'm going to trim this edge off, just because I'd hate to get it all glued down and realize there's a little bit of white, because that would not be cool. Okay, so I think we'll do this one, and then we'll probably be done, because it's almost 45 minutes since I took my leave to cut out my kit, so it's okay. We've got plenty of days to craft now. It's gonna be 96 degrees tomorrow. I don't want to go outside and do anything, so I'll just craft. So maybe we'll just make another video tomorrow if I'm not dying to death in the heat. Hopefully our window units will do their job, and I'll drink lots of ice water and iced coffee, because who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? My mom still drinks, like, my mom and dad still drink hot coffee on hot days, and I try to do it and be cool like them, but that's asking a lot. That's a lot. What am I doing here? Come down a little bit to the top of that, because I got, okay, yeah. The peeled paint kit that I put up has some pages like this, colorful pages, but most of them are ones that you could totally write on, that you could use like in journals as writing pages. Just adds like a cool texture, so they're great for that too. Is just having, in addition to some coffee stained and some lined paper and, you know, whatever, what have you, they're another nice addition. And they're just kind of, you know, a little tatty, a little shabby, a little grungy, some of them, and it just kind of adds more interest to your project. Okay, now, since it worked so good on the last one while it was wet, we're just gonna go it again and try and see if I'm kind of And it worked again. I love that. Okay, let's fold up our little butterfly paper. And make sure it's wide enough, or not too wide, I mean. And we'll stick that down in there. So I'm just going to keep on working on some ephemera for this book. Hopefully my allergies will continue to cooperate with me. Should we put one of these guys on there? But I feel like it kind of gets lost. Again, I feel like it kind of gets lost. So it needs something behind it. This is some more of my printed jelly prints. This is the original. I believe the copy of this one is in peeled paint. Okay, rip down this side. Man, guys, that feels like tornado weather. It feels like storm weather, but we don't have any storms on the horizon. And I love a good storm. It just feels super muggy, and I don't know, if you live in a climate where you get, like, you know, the big heavy thunderstorms, especially like if you're up here in the upper Midwest, because I think storms are kind of different everywhere. My husband, who's from Nigeria, will talk about our storms, you know, our rain being wussy, because he's used to rain being a lot more dramatic where he's from, where he grew up. Okay, we'll go behind this. So he'll be like, you guys just have this little spitty rain until we get a storm, and then we get a tornado. And he's like, what the heck? Tornadoes, because they don't get those. They really don't have a whole lot of, natural disasters there. Fires. But they're the ones that birth all the hurricanes and send them our way. Thanks, Africa. Okay, and then this one, I just am going to glue around the outside edges, because that's how the middle part is going to stay open as pockets. So I'm going just around the edges. Oops. And this bottom edge here. And it leaves the middle open so that we can put stuff in the pockets. Which I will not do until this is dry. Okay. Well, cool, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little while for some story time and catch-up time and a little bit of crafting. Like I said, I'm just going to be putzing along on this one for the next few days. So hopefully my allergies stay in check and my, you know, life stays somewhat uncomplicated for the first weekend in several weeks. So look what we got accomplished today. Cute stuff and a bunch of cutting out of things. Ready to go into the signatures of the book. I'm going to move this over here. And we'll just look. See, I want you to see like how colorful the pages of this book are, and that's why I was trying to get like colorful, right? Because then it'll look so cute with the pages. Anyway, we're just gonna, hopefully life will stay uncomplicated and I can come back and hang out with you guys some more tomorrow and the next day, because really I do love hanging out with you guys, and I'd love it when you chat with me. So chat with me in the comments below. I do try to catch up with most of the comments. Some videos for some reason slip through the cracks when life gets busy, but I do like to try and catch up with you guys. I love to hear your comments. I love to answer any questions if I can. Not, you know, I'm not an expert, but I just like, you know, catching up and being friends, Okay, so anyway, on that note, I will let you guys go. Have a wonderful morning or afternoon or evening or middle of the night or summer or winter, wherever it is, on whatever side of this globe that you live on. And until I see you guys next time, stay safe and healthy. And I hope that you are able to have some peaceful time doing something crafty that you love. And until I see you guys next time, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.